Hey everybody, this is Michael Gabriel, and you're watching CMS TV.
Well, we had covered this. I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I'll get there.
But we had been covering this over the last year or so about these.
Just now you sent me an email?
Yeah, I forwarded you an email like, a few minutes ago.
Oh. All right. Go ahead.
Not find it, or did you find it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Well, we've all been discussing these ridiculous fees for buying tickets for concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just an ongoing thing where the Congress is involved, and people are giving testimony and going up to Capitol Hill and giving their viewpoints and all this and that. I don't know what the answer is, because when Live Nation and Ticketmaster were allowed to merge, that is the monopoly of the ticket market.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this. It's a video of a quote unquote musician who is testifying in front of Congress.
Okay.
About the ridiculous fees,
right?
That these ticket, monopolies, or monopoly rather, charge for tickets to get.
Okay.
Tickets. And interestingly enough, you are going to these Pantera Metallica shows, and
sure,
you paid, I guess, in today's market, a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah, I'd say that show is definitely
for the
cheap.
Ticket.
Yeah, because I got it as a pre-sale. But the same ticket now is like 10 times the cost.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know what this musician said or what this gentleman had to say about this, but I thought maybe we would review this a little bit and see what his input is on these Ticketmaster Live Nation shows. And again, this goes back to what we talked about earlier. Neil Sean went crossways with Live Nation, and because of their monopolistic ability, has limited Journey from being able to, make any kind of real money, because they quote unquote just won't work with them anymore. Like, fuck you, Neil Sean.
That's right.
You go up against us and sue us, because we'll give you a spanking.
Yeah, and they are. Obviously, we saw them playing a 3,000 seater.
Yeah,
2 summers ago they were playing 20,000 seaters.
We're on the other side of that table of the slap fest.
That's right. All right, you want this? You ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, let's see what he's got to say.
See what this fella has to say.
All right, here we go.
Play this clip from the Ticketmaster hearing. This is really important stuff. Here is Clyde Lawrence. I don't know the band Lawrence, but this is an important sort of explanation.
I don't think anybody knows the band Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Can
you look them up?
Well, let's see.
Lawrence, the band. All I can think of is Hollywood Nights, the movie with Tony Danza and Michelle Pfeiffer, where they're going, Lawrence of Arabia. He's an English guy who came to fight the Turkish.
I don't think that's these guys. Lawrence the Band is a U.S.-based soul pop group founded by New York City-raised sibling duo Clyde and Gracie Lawrence.
Are they like the Oasis for the U.S.?
Leads me. You could play them. I mean, I'm sure they're on Spotify.
All right, Lawrence.
Yeah, they have quite a few. Wow, they have a shit ton of music out there.
Really?
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums since 2013. And then a shit ton of singles.
Oh, they're kind of like They're kind of like the White Stripes,
Joy.
sort of, right? It's
Yeah, I
like
guess, but I've never heard of them.
Is it a brother and a sister?
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
So, but in the White Stripes, it was actually a married couple who passed themselves off as a brother and a sister.
Oh, that's good.
Do you remember that?
White Stripes? No, means nothing
No?
to me. I know of the band, but I don't know anything about them.
Well, when they were popular,
Mm-hmm.
they passed themselves off as a brother and a sister, but Jack White and that what was her name, Megan or something?
Meg White?
Yeah, they were married,
Oh, I didn't know that.
but they passed themselves off as if they were siblings.
Glad you pay attention to this stuff. That band was so bad that I could not listen to it.
Well,
I could not investigate it. Fuck that.
It's not even because of I was a fan, because I'm not, but I just thought it was a really bizarre situation that they felt that from a PR standpoint, it was better to market themselves as, a brother and a sister duo,
Right.
than a husband and wife team.
Okay.
That's strange, but okay.
Hey, whatever works, I guess. This is what's important, though. Old Meg has a nice set of bouncy tits. Thank you, Jerry.
She does. And they live up there, or they did, or they're from where Dave Landau lives. I believe they're from the Detroit area.
Now I got to see Meg White. Meg White tits. See her big old titties? Wow, she has her own Boobapedia page. Well, she does have some pretty healthy milkers on her.
Yeah, but since she plays drums, she is extra bouncy.
Oh, I like that. Well, good for her. Yeah, she's got some big old guns. Good for her. What size are those titties? See, now you got me all fucking lost. Now I'm on Boobapedia looking up tits.
Yeah, Meg White with her big boobies.
All right, let's get back to playing what this guy has to say.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Of the monopolistic practices of Live Nation and Ticketmaster. This is in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing from yesterday.
Most of the issues we face stem from the fact that Live Nation Ticketmaster often acts as three things at the same time: the promoter, the venue, and the ticketing company. Let's imagine we just played a sold-out show at a venue Live Nation owns and operates. When an artist plays these venues, they're required to use Live Nation as the promoter. Far from simply advertising, the promoter coordinates and pays the upfront costs to put together a concert, such as renting and staffing a venue, and striking a deal with the performer. Since both our pay and theirs is a share of the show's profits, we should be true partners, aligned in our incentives. Keep costs low while ensuring the best fan experience. But with Live Nation not only acting as the promoter, but also as the owner and or operator of the venue, it seriously complicates these incentives. At the end of the show, costs will have eaten into most of the money made that evening, and due to Live Nation's control across the industry, we have practically no leverage in negotiating them. If they want to take 10% of the revenues and call it a facility fee, they can and have. If they want to charge $30,000 for the house nut, they can and have. And if they want to charge us $250 for a stack of 10 clean towels, they can and have.
Damn.
Mr. Air Quotes.
Wow. Yeah, Mr. Air Quotes, but those are that's some really fucking damning information there.
Well, again, it's the whole we own the venue, we own the tickets, we own the promotion, we own the everything.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right, let's hear what more of
Buddy Holly has to say here.
Yeah, let's hear what Clive Holly has going on here.
Once these costs, some of which went to Live Nation subsidiaries, are taken into account, the remainder is split between Live Nation and the band. In a world where the promoter and the venue are not affiliated with each other, we can trust that the promoter will look to get the best deal from the venue. However, in this case, the promoter and the venue are part of the same corporate entity, so these line items are essentially Live Nation negotiating to pay itself. Does that seem fair? The tickets were listed at $30, and our pay ended up shaking out to about $12 of each ticket. But in this hypothetical show, the fan did not pay $30 for that ticket. The fan paid $42 because Ticketmaster tacked on a 40% fee. And for the record, we've had them go as high as 82%.
I mean, this is the problem. This is what he's describing there is essentially what we had with the FinCEN laws.
The FinCEN loss? What the fuck is that?
I guess we'll have to look it up.
Now we gotta look that up. Jeez, oh man.
FinCEN?
FinCEN loss. That doesn't even come up. That does not come up at all. Let me try SYN. Financial interest and syndication rules for American television.
Okay.
Yeah, popularly known as FinCEN.
All right.
Let me read more on that. Let's see, where is that? The primetime access rule, designed to encourage the production of local and independent television programming, went into effect in September of 1971. By the mid-60s, the prime viewing hours had almost been completely locked up by newly expanded editions of both local and network news, and by network primetime schedule, which ran from 7:30 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Blah, 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 blah. The financial interest and syndication rules, popularly known as FinCEN, were created at the same time as the primetime access rules. These forbade networks to retain any financial interest, including that derived from syndication rights, in any programs that did not own entirely, which at the time consisted mostly of news programs. Since the networks held some financial, this is a bunch of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I can't follow it. I'm reading it myself.
No, it's a
Whatever.
whole legalese thing. It's just
Yeah.
that it was supposed to encourage local programming, but the thing is that the big corporate got involved with the local programming, and they own that too.
Right. So basically, when they got fucked with this, that's what this guy's referring it to, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to this guy.
Where you've got essentially two entities dealing with each other. Now, the problem with the FinCEN laws is that it locked out other competitors in terms of like movie studios or television studios.
I guess we could have waited an extra 10 seconds and he would have got to it. All right, here we go.
In this instance, there's not even like, they've locked it out. They've eliminated.
They've like cornered the market on venues.
They've cornered the market on venues, and they've also, and by doing so, they have they've also disempowered the ability for any other venue to open up, because they've cornered the market on ticket sales. And so you can't sell tickets to that venue. And if the venue tries to sell it itself, so let's say, okay, you come into Worcester and they another venue crops up and says to Matt's band, hey, we'll sell tickets ourselves, we'll cut out Ticketmaster. Matt's band says okay, but then Ticketmaster says whoa, you're good for Worcester, but you know that show you wanted to do in Providence, in Boston, in Portland, and the one you wanted to do in Hartford, and then the one you wanted to do in Poughkeepsie, and then you wanted to go to Albany and do a show. And then as you move down the East Coast, like all those venues, you can't go there.
All right. This is going to sound weird, but I don't necessarily agree with, I agree with what he's saying. I don't agree that Live Nation is necessarily wrong in that. I don't think that's the big problem. I think it's a problem that they should somehow have to sort out, but I don't think it is the big problem. I think the big problem is the over expenditures that are coming out of the bands as well as coming out of the fans.
Well, I agree with that, but the thing is what he's driving at is that don't you cross us because we will punish you.
Yes and no, because I'm going to take the other side, and it's not because I'm corporate guy, because I'm not.
Right.
But at the same time, if I owned 10 venues and I'm spending a good amount of money to bring a band to my venues, the last thing I'm going to tolerate is, well, you're going to use a fucking swerve to swerve me out of one piece of it.
Well, no, but this is I think you're missing the point here. I don't think they're using a Live Nation venue, but trying to sell their tickets through a different outlet. He's talking about a band playing a, let's just say I'm going to use the air quotes, a independently owned venue.
Yeah.
And selling their tickets through an independent outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And Live Nation goes, wait a minute. Our venue and our services are across the street, and you're using an independent, cutting us out of the deal. Well, fuck you, because when you come to our other markets where there aren't any independent venues and you can't sell your tickets through any other means, we're going to block you out.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, why would, if Live Nation is willing to work with them in the other 9 cities, why wouldn't they want them in their venue in the 10th? Especially if the only reason they're not getting it is because they're getting a cheaper deal.
Yeah.
Well, the reason you're getting a cheaper deal is because you don't have to come out your pocket for 10 shows the independent way.
Right. But what he's trying to say is that you're not left with much of a choice.
Well, and I agree with that. I do agree with that, but I also agree with Live Nation saying we're not going to just easily be cut out of the deal either. I mean, I don't think that there's an easy solution to this.
No,
I don't think there is.
Not an easy solution, but they shouldn't be so big or be so influential that you have no choice.
Right.
It's either what is that old saying that goes either join them, or what is it? If you can't beat them, join them, or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's basically it. It's just like, well, if you can't beat them, I guess you'll have to join them.
Yeah, and believe me, I'm not taking the side against the bands. I always want the bands to get paid.
Right.
I think just what this guy was, the other guy, Buddy Holly, was saying is criminal. Not, some of the fees I get, but I mean, some of those line items, $250 for fucking towels. You know what? Just stop it. They're bringing in a fucking $100,000 worth of profit into your room. Give them some free fucking towels.
Well, that goes back to the whole Gene Simmons model. Remember when we had Ted Poley from Danger Danger on the show?
Yeah.
And he was talking about opening up for Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And, because they were doing pretty well, they had a hot album coming up the charts, and they had, some pretty good MTV coverage and so on and so forth. And, the people coming out to see Danger Danger open up for Kiss early, he said he got over enthusiastic about, the response that they were getting to Bang Bang or, whatever. And so he whipped the towel out, just sort of like, yeah, fuck yeah, threw the towel out. And then he came to the side stage, and Gene Simmons was standing there, and he goes, that's going to cost you $10.
Yeah.
He said they deducted that $10 out of their payout because he threw a towel out into the audience.
Yeah, which is dumb, and I'm not, and Gene's wrong there too. Gene,
and I agree, but my point is that it's incidences like that that kind of set the stage or set the precedents that go, you know what, it's okay to gouge these bands for something as simple as towels.
I just wondered, I mean, do you think Metallica pays for towels?
No, of course not.
I think it's all just like, here's your fucking flat fee.
Right.
And, I see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that the venues should not be owned by the ticket broker.
I agree with that.
And they should not be allowed to own. And I don't know how you do that, because even, if you split it, if you make it the law that a venue cannot also own its ticketing, how many clubs do you put out of business?
Yeah.
It's a weird space.
Yeah, I know. It got to be really ugly. And I know that when Live Nation and Ticketmaster petition the antitrust legislation to say, well, if you let us merge,
Yeah.
we promise we won't do this.
Yeah. And then they went right ahead and did it.
And then 10 years later, here we are. And
Mhm.
like, now we're going to have to break this up. Now
Yeah.
what do you do?
Yeah. Now it's a total shit show.
Yep.
And I don't know what they do about those parts. I know one piece that they could fix really easily. This secondary market and this
Yeah.
fucking volume pricing bullshit or high demand pricing bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck you. How can they not? How they get away with that is anybody's guess. How you don't know what tickets cost is amazing to me. I mean, like I said, I bought my Pantera tickets during the pre-sale before they were on the sliding scale.
Yeah.
And the same tickets are now on that fucking sliding scale.
Right.
And even if it isn't through Ticketmaster per se, even if it is through StubHub or ABC tickets or whatever, who owns all that?
Sure.
Ticketmaster. So Ticketmaster's buying up their own tickets and selling them for whatever the fuck they want.
Right. Which just basically is just an end around to jacking up the ticket prices. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I mean, so now what's going on is, and I saw this last night. The comedian last night, the first comedian, actually made a joke about this, and he's so right about it. Last night, I parked a few blocks from the venue that I was at, right?
Yeah.
And there was to my knowledge, there was no Cavs game, and I'm pretty sure there wasn't one because I drove right by Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and there was no traffic at all. I mean, I just right by it, right? The place that I parked was $25 to park, which is not terrible in big city standard, but it's still fucking ridiculous. $25 to park. And it had a big sign on it that said special event parking. What fucking special event was it if there was nothing going on?
Dave Landau was it?
Dave Landau does not command special event parking. I love Dave and all, but he does not command special event parking.
Well, he was in town, so he was being commemorated with special event parking.
Apparently so. And and the comedian made a joke about the special event parking that was up there, and he's like, how fucking insulting is it that an 8x10 piece of cement makes more money than I do tonight?
Sure.
And it's like, Jesus, that is a fucking. I know it's trying to be funny, but it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's but the venues, this is the direct result. The parking thing is the direct result of these fucking cocksuckers at Live Nation that are fucking jacking up all the prices. Now they got people thinking, well, I really like this band, so $600 is okay. People are thinking that now.
Well,
people
it's whatever the market will bear.
Yeah. And the same people that were telling us 2-3 years ago, I'll never spend more than $100 for a ticket. Same fucking people.
I agree.
Are like, well, $500, but it is Metallica. It's like, or $1,000, but it is the reunion of Motley Crue. It's like, and these parking places see that, and what are they going to do? If they know you'll spend $600 to come down to see fucking a bad version of Motley Crue, then why the fuck would they give you a parking space for $6?
Right. Well, this goes back. Do you remember the Steve Martin, John Candy movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Sure.
Steve Martin was trying to get home for, what was it, Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
And he was in New York City and he had to fly home to Chicago or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was trying to hail a cab to get to the airport in time before his flight took off.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was out there trying to get a cab, and some other guy ahead of him got the cab, and he goes, sir, I'm in a hurry. He says, if you let me have this cab, I'll give you, $25 or whatever.
Right.
And the guy goes, well, a guy who's willing to pay $25 for a cab, he certainly would be willing to pay 40.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same attitude.
It is. I mean, if the tickets, and it's all head games, it really, you just know, I just know, everybody just knows. If the tickets are, if you went to a show or if you went to a baseball game and the tickets were $15,
Yeah.
You know, like a minor league baseball game.
Sure.
$15 ticket. There's no way in fuck would you pay $60 to park.
No.
You would look at that $60 parking thing and you'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And you would drive around.
That's four times higher than the game.
Yeah. You would drive around until you found the $5 parking somewhere or a parking meter or something. And you know, it's just fucked. Everything's fucked.
Yep.
Insane. All right, you want more of this guy?
Yeah, let's see what he has to say. Let's
All right.
wrap it up.
All right, here we go.
Because there you got to use Ticketmaster. And since you're not using our Ticketmaster in Worcester, you're screwed, dude. Your tour is one place, Worcester. Enjoy.
Got to get creative about finding alternatives.
Right. And that just presumes that there can be another venue that can be built in Worcester, knowing that if they did that, they'd get screwed anyways.
In the wake of
Hello, Journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to punish you.
Yep. So play all those shows that don't use us. Oof. All right, here we go.
COVID, where a lot of these venues have been
Forget COVID. They just know the industry. Like there's no way they can do it. It's this type of cornering. This type of monopoly has to be attacked. And again, once you attack one monopoly, once you introduce this notion that this monopolistic behavior and some level monopsonistic, it's, you know, one is the one seller, one buyer, essentially. In this instance, they're the same people.
what do you call something that's both a monopoly and a monopsony?
It ruins.
Yeah, that's what he just said, dummy.
He's just reiterating.
I guess so. He literally said the same sentence and just went with E instead of ist.
Right.
Wow. All right. Great co-host. No wonder he's off screen. All right, here we go.
It obviously ruins it for the consumer, ruins it for the creators, ruins it for our society in terms of limiting what kind of art gets produced in this instance in the context of music. But it also creates these, again, this is what an oligarch is. It's not just that they have money, it's that they have a control of the politics. And we need to see more anti-monopoly, antitrust activity because it needs to spread throughout all the different sectors of our society.
All right. He's not wrong.
No, I agree. Competition is good.
Yeah.
And what they've done is they've eliminated all competition.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it weird how every media type is completely fucked now? And the one thing that they all have in common, big money.
Yep.
Big money does not make anything good.
I agree.
Nothing. There's not what is there one thing you can point to that you can say, you know what? Now that there's $1 zillion behind it, it's better. Radio, music, movies, TV, concerts, sports, none of them are better now that they have big money involved in them. None of them.
I agree.
That's just fucking nuts.
Yep.
It just tells you we're supposed to be fucking poor. We're supposed to be poor and enjoying our boredom.
Well, that's what the New World Order wants. It's you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah. I want to fall somewhere in between these dicks and the fucking left-leaning lunacy.
Well, what would solve all that if people just would not put up with it and go, you know what? No, I'm not attending that show. No, I'm not spending that money for that.
Yeah.
That's what would control it. But the thing is people are so I don't know which
dumb.
One. Well, dumb or shallow, and they go, "Oh, I have to go to this. I have to go to this," and it's just like, no, you don't. You can take a pass and go. You know, out of protest, out of what's right, I may miss that Metallica Pantera show.
All right, let's not start there.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I just did it as an example.
No.
And go, yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah. Well, I could say this, but and you know this. I had said up front I was not going to pay the crazy price.
Yep.
For that ticket. I just wasn't going to do it. And I didn't. If that pre-sale would have been $300 or something, I was not going.
Yeah. But
I was
the
I,
thing
I wasn't.
is we need to see more and more of these venues being empty
Yeah.
and go, you know what, people are done with this bullshit. But
Mhm.
and here's the thing, this and this is just a testament how great this country is. Where do people get all this expendable cash to go to these shows for hundreds and hundreds of dollars? That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I wonder that myself.
Are they leveraging themselves? Are they putting it on credit cards? Are they in debt?
I think that's the hit.
You know, and that's the whole thing. You know, I decided 10 years ago that I was not going to have any debt. The only debt that I have is my house.
Yeah, same.
And that's it. I don't even
Mhm.
have a credit card.
Yeah, I have one, but it gets pulled out once a year for a dinner, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
use it at all.
I don't even have a credit card. I pay for everything in cash.
Same.
And that's it. You know, I got rid of my credit cards like 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just got rid of them. And I have no credit cards. I have no debt. I don't have a car payment. I have nothing.
And you have more money than you ever did.
Oh yeah. I've banked, I'm not even going to tell you, but I've banked a lot of money over the last few years.
$600.
Yeah. I don't know how you knew that, but
It's a good guess.
yeah, but I would not spend it on going to a stupid show that cost me $300 or $400 for a freaking ticket. No way.
Yeah. I do. I'm in the same boat with that. I mean, even these Pantera shows that I'm going to, I'll be honest. The one I bought because it was cheap, because I got in on the pre-sale cheap.
What'd you get it? $90?
$97.
Yeah, look at that. See that I would pay that.
Yeah, that's worth it for me for that.
If it gets any higher than that, it get it's $150, $200, $300. Fuck that. No way.
150 was about as high as I was going to go.
Yep.
So the next show is the one in Pittsburgh. John picked that one up. So I didn't spend it. So I'm good there.
I don't know what he paid, but I don't care because I'm going.
Well, yeah, exactly right. Third one, Knotfest is guesting me because it's a Knotfest thing.
Sure.
So I'm getting my tickets through Knotfest or through Lamb of God because Knotfest is the management company. So I'm getting my tickets through the management company first. So I'm comping those. If I had to buy them, I'd be going to the one show. I'd be going to the one that I bought for $97.
Yeah.
But because I didn't have to buy them, I'm willing to go to more.
Why not? I'll take a freebie. Sure.
Yeah. I'm sure not going to be fucking hooking up Ticketmaster saying, well, it's only $650.
Yeah.
But I get a free T-shirt and advanced shopping at the merch table.
Yeah. Whatever.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Dumb.
All right. Well, let's take a break and come back and wrap up the show.
All righty, right?
I got a song picked out here. It is not metal in any way, shape, or form, but it's very appropriate for this discussion.
Okay.
People are going to freak out when they hear this. They're going,
right.
What are you doing?
This show sucks now. You guys play everything but metal.
Yeah. I'm going to play Cyndi Lauper. Money changes everything.
All right. There we go.
All right. So for you who will spend hundreds of dollars through Ticketmaster or Live Nation, money changes everything. So here's Cyndi Lauper exclusively here
on your classic whatever the fuck show.
Yeah, pop show. Yep.
Thanks for checking out this episode of The Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neely and Chris. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And hand job.